I got you, people. So you see the stupidity that the government got you believing, and most of the simple-minded people, that the migrants are the ones that are driving this country down. That the only one that's driving this country down is your government, your politician, and your narrow-minded thinking people. That's right, your narrow-minded thinking people are the ones that got this country all messed up, right? Because you say the shelters are being taken away from American citizens. Listen, American citizens don't even want to go to shelters. When they want to go, you tell them to go to shelters, you know it. There's a lot of EMS trying to pick them up in the winters, and they say no because they don't want to go inside the system, because the system will put them to get some kind of a documents, IDs, and all that, send them out, you know, to get some resources that are going to help them out to pay for these housings that is available for them. But the American people deny to go to these shelters. They'd rather go sleep on the subways, in the streets, inside bank tellers' lobbies, so they could stay out of the system. So you cannot blame these migrants that came here and know how to accept what the government is providing for you, and they accept it, but the American people deny it because they don't want to go inside the shelters, and they don't want to do anything to help themselves. All they want to do is beg on the street. You know, that is amazing that migrants are even going even to the major highways, you know, expressways, and bending out in the highways, things that you never seen anything before, anybody bending in the expressways in the highways of New York City. You know, I'm driving and I see a short little lady with a box in her hand selling all kinds of stuff in the middle of nowhere. I said, how these people get all the way from the city to the major interstate highways just to bend? They make all the effort to make a buck, but the American people are so lazy that they don't want to work for anything. They'd rather beg than to go out there and strive and make some money. So that's why I don't got nothing against these migrants. The only people I got against is the ones that are, you know, that are doing crime and making other gang sets. Because before that, before the migrants were here, we already had all these problems, all right? We already had unemployment, cost of living, no jobs, because most people don't want to work. They don't want to even work part-time. Some stores got signs that they need help wanted. You don't see nobody working out there. Most of you go in New York City, because all that, you know, I don't go everywhere and go to any stores to investigate this. But mostly when you go to New York City stores, you see Indians working, Indian ladies, African ladies, foreign people. You know they're foreign because they don't fit into the American group culture, right? So you know they come from other countries, and those are the people that are working. You don't see no American citizens working in these odd jobs. They just don't want to do it. That's why when it comes down to work ethics, they just don't have it. You know that in Europe, there's a shortage now of work. And people, like 70% of Europeans are not working no more. They just can't work. And they want to lay off people to save more money. You believe that with Europe and the United States are sending money to Ukraine, to Israel, and they're going to probably save Taiwan. And now they're talking about South Korea has its people on martial law. You see all the stupidity that America gets into, and then they want to blame people that got nothing to do with all this mess. The mess was already here from the beginning, and the Democrats made it worse and lost office, and now all this mess is still out there, right? America got enemies everywhere. It made enemies with people within inside its own country. And now you're talking about you want to do a mass deportation. And now everybody's panicking because they're talking about people that came here and became citizens without going through proper channels, right? That they're gonna get. You got Jamaicans that are afraid. You got Honduras. You got Hindu Indians. You got also Muslims. You got a lot of people here that became stood here and worked, and now they like their citizenship is gonna get revoked because they did it illegally. They never came through the proper channels, right? So a lot of blacks from not from the African blacks, but different blacks from different places of the world are scared to get deported. Right now in Europe, blacks are scared. Well, we gotta call them blacks because, you know, I don't know their identity or nationality, whatever ethnic group they're gonna claim they are. Well, we're just gonna call them. If you're not white, you black and you're a colored person, and that's it. So they scared to come out the house because over there in Europe and France, the real people from France and Britain, they want chanting that they want their country back. So now the black people, colored people are scared because these people are being disorderly, beating people up, breaking windows, breaking shops that are owned by these foreign people. And now they're scared. Most of them, you know, they had enough and they want to leave, but leave where? Because most of them were raised and born either in England or in France, and even in Ireland. They got another problem, right? They want their country back. Everybody wants their country back now. What happens when people here in America tells the Caucasians, you never belong here, and you're making rules. The person that should be leaving is you, because the cause of all these problems are the Caucasian European people that causing problems all out through the world. Before you know it, America is gonna get invaded. We're gonna have a civil war, not only with the outside countries that we sanction and we put embargoes and bullied them, gave them, you know, bad contracts, and then indebted to us. We're gonna have a civil war with them. And the American people here are being surrounded by their so-called enemies. Like, we are the enemies, right? Anything that's colored is the enemy. They're afraid. Because why? Because the ethnicity is changing, right? It's not only what we got so much people in this country that the white man is scared that they're gonna lose their identity, their race identity. That's what they're afraid of. They're not scared that the migrants are here and all that. They think that the dynamics of race is gonna change. The white race is no longer gonna exist anymore because they're being bombarded by other countries throughout the world. Remember, you the one that created chaos in their countries, right? So now they're flocking by the thousands either to Europe or to the United States, in any other place they can go, because the Europeans were the cause of all these problems. You can't blame these people for coming in to a place where they want to prosper when you destroy their own place of their habitat where they was living. You know, you can't do that. That's what the American already are putting China. They're putting a dagger in their own selves because they created all these problems. Not only, you know, they created problems with Russia, they created problems with China, with North Korea, and the Middle East, with Lebanon, the Houthis, Iran. You know, India's getting involved, the Saudis are getting involved. You know, you got the Cuban country over there that's been embargoed for over 60 going to 70 years with embargo that they can't trade, and they don't want no other countries to trade with Cuba. You know, what is wrong with the United States? Why is it that they can't have peace with everybody else and have free trade? You know, why you want to conquer everything so much? You know that every empire has collapsed, and the United States, the last one that's gonna probably try to stand, and it's not gonna make it because your enemies are already fed up with your bullying and your sanctions and your directories to follow them. If you don't do what the Americans want, you know, we're gonna threaten you. And they had enough of that. Nobody's going for that anymore. So there's gonna be a new alliance, you know, shaping up, and America's gonna be shunned. It's gonna be left alone, and the European nation's gonna be left alone. So that's what's going on, people. The bottom line is that America fucked up its own neighbors. They are at war within its own neighbors, and sooner or later, we're going to have war, civil war within inside the United States. Because our government has some kind of problem with getting along with other people that doesn't fit their ideas, right? The expansion of global technology and creation. You know, America is selfish. The American people are selfish. They left Europe, came here and spreading their selfishness all over the world. And people already know. People are tired of fighting all these wars. People are tired. Believe me, even your own Caucasian people are already tired of fighting wars that they have nothing to do with it. You know that their grandchildren are going to suffer because you created all this chaos. I know most of them don't care because these people live on credit. They live on the taxpayers' money of other people. That's why they feed you all these lies and trying to keep you working. But I know most Americans don't even want to work anymore. You know, they'd rather just let all this crumble. And it is crumbling little by little. You're going to feel the effects of your own people putting directive and trying to enforce other people to follow someone that they don't want to. People want to live free. They don't want to be told what to do and how to live, you know, and who to follow. The bottom line that America is falling on its own knees from their own demise, people. And with that, I'll let you go when you think about that.